Hey, welcome back to the Positive Side Podcast. Glad you're tuning in. Jeremy Todd, the host. Besthalfyear.com, besthalfyear.com. If you're tired of being stuck in the same spot, man, run over there and do it. This life is so short, and that really brings me to today's podcast. Man, I like how important is your life? And I ask that in just a generality because I think we all know, oh yeah, well, of course it's important. And I asked that because I just left a funeral from a friend of mine lost her son, 14 or 13, yeah, had been 14 years old. Uh, it's brutal, man. It's brutal. And I, like anybody would put themselves in in my friend's position. And, there's all the things that go through my mind. How does she feel? Um, her family, her brothers, her sisters, her kids. And I think to myself, like, how important was her son's life? And I say that again, like just being honest. When I say how important it is, I'm not trying to put like an actual number on it. I'm trying to put like it's an infinite amount of numbers, right? I mean, it's infinite amount of importance. Uh, but that's really our lives as well. That's you. That's me. That's the people we don't like. That's the people that love us. It's people that hate us. It's everyone's life. We have these people in our lives that even myself, I know people out there that don't like me, and there's no people that don't probably hate me. Maybe hate's a strong word, but there's probably those people out there too. But that's okay because my life is so important, and so is yours. As I'm watching this funeral, and that's what's going through my mind. Like this young man, this beautiful, smart, brilliant young man with all the future in the world ahead of him. Yet it's too short. He's not here now. And I look at all the people that are come to celebrate his life and pay respects to the family and understand how important he is. But and what's interesting, and these are the things that go through my head. It's not right, wrong, or different, but it's just the things that go through my head. I think about all the people that have passed away around the world, not just in the United States, not just in Indiana, but around the world, through bombings, through murders, through killings, through cancer, through disease, through you name the continent, and the lives that are affected when someone leaves this planet. uh it's just so eye-opening and an awakening that it makes me appreciate my life so much more. It's one of those things that you go to a funeral and it's extremely sad and depressing, yet you come out of a funeral with this sense of relief. Like I go there and again, this is just me, not even talking about the family. Like, I'm not related to anybody in the family. They're some of my best friends of my entire life. And I go into the situation and I'm nervous. I showed up late. In the grand scheme of things, how selfish is that, right? And I didn't make a big stink out of it, but I'm like 2 minutes late. But for me, being the guy that's always on time, um, it's the ego. It's selfish. I didn't want to get there, and I didn't want to see this young man in a casket or anything. I didn't want to go through that. I've seen it too many times in my time, and those are those visions and those pictures that are burnt in my memory, and I can barely comprehend it because it's so disturbing. However, as I digest and talk about what actually was the situation where I was actually talking about, I get there and I talk about and I think about all these family members and friends and all these people pay respect to this young man, and it's beautiful, it's powerful, it's emotional, it's stressful. And when you leave the funeral, it's like this sense of um, not relief. It's like almost like this. It's like in this great book of life where you turn the page and it's like this huge, gigantic page, and you can see it turning very, very slowly, and it turns and like hits the other side of the book, and you kind of see some dust and some wind blow off the side of it. Now this is the new chapter, the new page of life, not only for the family, which I can't imagine the emotional change that's going to go on with their lives. It's this piece of person that is missing, but it's everybody that was there. It's everybody's life that's changed. It's how it impacted me. And again, I'm not trying to make this about me. I promise you, I'm definitely not. But it's just it just makes me think about how important and how precious all of our lives are. we are more powerful and loved more than we even realize. We can't even grasp the concept of how much we are loved, no matter what we think about ourselves, no matter what we think about our situation, or no one loves us, no one cares. But as soon as you depart this life, depart this planet, depart this whatever, you understand how well you don't because you're gone. But believe me, it's the value of your life is so much more. So then I start thinking to myself, even this, if this is the reality of what we're of this fragile life that we live, that we never know. This young man was at his eighth grade graduation one week, at his sister's wedding that following 6 days later, and then gone the next day. Um, how fragile is your life? How fragile is my life? Why do we wait to take action to do the things that we know we should do? You'll listen to this podcast, and then time will go by, and 3 months from now, 4 months from now, we won't have the same thought, because I mentioned the other day on one of my podcasts, time heals all wounds. It does, but it leaves scars behind. But even that, we're used to seeing the scars and we forget about it. Life is so short, it's so valuable and so fragile, yet we act like the decisions we make in our life are decisions that make us think that we're going to be here forever and that we're invincible. And I'm here to tell you, you're not. You're not invincible. You are fragile, and you don't know when your day is coming. I promise you that. I promise you, this young man had no idea. His family had no idea. No one had any clue. Yet, a week from that day that he walked down the aisle from his eighth grade graduation, he's no longer here. I mentioned it to someone I work with today. I said, "Can you imagine we're having this conversation right now, but a week from now, I could be dead. You could be dead." And if that's reality, and it is 100%, that is reality. That's the reality that we live in. This is the life that we live. Then why do we wait? Why do we wait to hold back reactions to loved ones? So like, and loving reactions. Why do we hold back to tell that a certain person I love you? Why do we hold back to go for our goals and dreams? Why do we make fun of people that do go for the goals and dreams? I don't get it. And call me what you want. Call me, I don't know, call me weird. It doesn't matter, because I think about this, and this is a strong reminder of how fragile this life is and how important it is to give everything you've got every single day, to love like you've never loved before, everything around you, not just the loved ones, but love everything. Love your car, love your house, love your clothes, love your feet, love everything, because we don't know how long this is going to last. And if you live in a world of hate or fear, that's no way to live your life. We just don't know. And I would tell you this, I come from a place of love. I come from a place of kindness and joy and appreciation. And I would just encourage you to do it more. And I need to do it more, because you just don't know. And I'm not trying to make this podcast about to be sad, or to, because this is really meant to be motivational and inspiration. It's the positive side, right? So what do I do with this experience that I have today? What do you do that with this experience that you've had in your life with someone passing away? Do we relive these things, and do we, when we think about that loved one that passed, does it inspire us in other ways to become a better person, to take action on the goals and dreams of our life, or do we continue to go through this life that we've been doing the same thing over and over and over and over, and just react to everything that comes to us, react to someone passing away, react to a bad thing happening to us, instead of being proactive and actually going to attack this life and going for our goals and dreams and being that person? My challenge to you is to live every day like it is your last day. I know it sounds cliche. I get it. It is cliche. But treat people like they deserve to be treated. Love every single person like they deserve to be loved. And love yourself. Because again, you just don't know. The Positive Side Podcast. Um, it's back. It's always back, right? I love this show. The show means so much to me, and so much to me that you're listening and take time to listen to these episodes. Shoot me those emails, questions, concerns, just stories. I don't even care. I just love reading emails that I get. Jeremy@jeremytodd.com. Remember the besthalfyear.com. I'll hold you accountable to make sure that you have the best half year of your life. Besthalfyear.com. Man, you've got greatness within. I say it every single episode of me from the bottom of my heart. Like always, this is the positive side.